Hello students, welcome once again to our channel Edudemics. This lecture is for class 9th students motion. The left out part which I have told you in the earlier lecture, that is the equation of motion. We will continue with that in this lecture. So let's move forward. Students, as we know, there are three equations of motion that we have to study. This is v is equal to u plus at, the first equation of motion, s equal to ut plus half at square, the second equation of motion, and the third or the last equation of motion is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. These are the three equations of motion. We will study these three equations of motion and the derivation of these equation of motions. So first of all, let's see what these variables stand for. V. So V student, it stands for the final velocity. Next is U. It stands for initial velocity. A. It stands for acceleration. And T for time. All these things we have studied in the previous lecture. The V for velocity we have studied, acceleration we studied, time we have studied. S stands for here distance, not speed, it stands for distance over here. Okay students, so remember these variables and we will use them to derive these equations of motion. So let's move on. Okay, so let's start with the first equation of motion, that is v is equal to u plus at. We will derive this mathematically. Students, as we all know that what is acceleration? We have defined it as rate of change of velocity. Okay, we have defined it earlier, rate of change of velocity, and I have told you where there is rate, the variable changes with respect to time. Okay, so change of velocity or change in velocity, change on velocity is given by final velocity minus initial velocity, and it is rate of change, so it will be given by t divided by t. So acceleration is equal to v minus u upon t. You have let's do it somewhat. Let's explain it how it comes. So it is a is equal to dv upon dt. That is, I have told you earlier, this is differentiation of the velocity, change in velocity, and it is change in velocity is given by v minus u, initial final minus initial. So we keep this dv, sorry, we keep it here over here, so it becomes v minus u upon t. So now taking this toward this side, it becomes v minus u is equal to a t, and v is equal to u plus at. So we have derived the first equation of motion over here. If any problem, you can comment it in the comment box. Now let's move on to our second equation of motion. The second equation of motion is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, so as you know, S is the distance over here, u is the initial velocity. Now let's derive it. Students, suppose there is any object. Let's suppose a car is there. It is traveling with the initial velocity u, and it is accelerating with a for time t. Okay, so this is the initial velocity, accelerating with acceleration a per second and time t for 5 seconds or 6 seconds. Okay, it is accelerating or for much time, it's not in second, for 30 minutes also. So it is a time, acceleration and initial velocity, so that its final velocity becomes v. Okay, now what is the distance traveled by this body in time t? So how the distance will be given in time t? The travel distance will be average velocity into time. Okay, it will be average velocity into time. This is a simple formula, as you all know. Speed equal to distance upon time. So v here is speed is taken as velocity. Velocity is equal to d by t, and d is over here is s. Distance is represented by s. So v equal to s upon t, and s will be equal to v into t. So that I have kept here average velocity into time. Okay. So as we all know, average velocity is given by the formula average velocity is equal to initial initial plus line of final plus initial divided by 2. Okay, so keeping this value over here, what we'll get, s is equal to, let's substitute v plus u upon 2 into t. Okay, v plus u upon 2 into t. Now from first equation of motion, what we have, v is equal to u plus at. Okay, now what term we want over here, u. So we will convert v in this equation in the form of u. So it becomes what, keeping this equation, u plus at plus u upon 2 the whole multiplied by t. So s is equal to what, 2u plus at upon 2 into t. So now divide by 2, 2u upon 2 plus at upon 2 into t. What, 2 to cancel out, so u multiplied by t, ut plus 1 by 2 at square. So s is equal to ut plus half at square. This is your second equation of motion. So it is very easy to derive. First of all, what we have done, we know that speed is equal to distance upon time. Keeping that value in the form of converting speed into velocity, what we get, s is equal to average velocity into time, that is distance is equal to velocity into time. Average velocity we know, initial plus final upon 2. Keeping that value over here, we get v plus u upon 2 into t, and from first equation of motion, v equal to u plus at, we substitute this value and convert in the term of u. So u plus at plus u upon 2. तो ये क्या बन जाएगा 2u plus at by 2. Now all mathematical calculation, after mathematical calculations we get ut plus half at square. So this is your second equation of motion. Now moving on to third equation of motion, that is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So as we know that from first equation of motion, what is s equal to, sorry, from second equation of motion, s is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, and from first equation of motion we get v equal to u plus at. Now this at will be converted in the form of v and u, because we want over here s and a we want v and u. So at equal to v minus u. Keep this in equation number 1. Substituting in equation number 1. What we will, sorry, in 1. This is not 1. This is the first equation. This we have to derive. Okay. Now, keeping this value over here, let's find t equal to v minus u upon a. This value. S will become u into t, v minus u upon a plus half into a into v minus u upon a the whole square. Okay. On calculating all these value, now let's calculate what we will get over here. uv minus u square upon a plus a and 1a will get cancelled out. So what we will get over here? 1 by 2a into v minus u whole square. Okay. Now taking LCM, what we will get? S is equal to 2a is the LCM. Here you will get 2 uv minus 2 u square plus v square plus u square minus 2 uv. This is the formula of a minus b the whole square. 2uv cancels out. It becomes 2as. This 2a goes to this side, is equal to v square plus u square minus 2u square. It becomes v square minus u square, 2as. So this is your third equation of motion. So we have derived all the three equations of motion over here. If there is any problem in the derivation of the, I hope you have understand all this thing. But then also, if there is any problem in the derivation, so you can comment it in the comment box. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe the channel and press the bell icon also. Thank you.